UFC Vegas 110 was wild for a few different reasons. We have an alleged fixed fight. We had an interesting decision that was hotly debated. And we had an eye poke that quickly turned into a finished fight and then was undone, reversed, and then the other person won the fight. UFC Vegas 110 was wild.
And I was there to see it all.
Only one person was there in the mix. Only one person had winning Del Val tickets, and he is here with me tonight. Jacob, what made you bet on Del Val?
Yeah, let me just first off, just kind of, I told Angela before the stream I was just going to come clean about everything. In June, I gathered some investors, to a $500,000, $750,000 raised. And I approached. I didn't do fucking shit. I see all your fucking messages and stuff. And before the stream started about, oh, Isaac's your boy. What'd you do, Jacob? What the hell is going on? Listen, I didn't do fucking shit. Isaac is my boy, right? I mean, he is my boy, was my boy. I don't know what the hell is going on. I've never hung out with the guy, but he was on the show. Me and him exchanged DMs for years, ever since he was my lock of the week back in the day. I've talked to him about fights before, about his fights, other fights, upcoming fights, all that type of stuff. But I had no idea what the fuck was going on. You guys think I know what the fuck is going on? I mean, I was sitting at the Apex, cage side with thousands of dollars on Isaac. I was just as surprised as everybody. I started getting messages on Twitter and stuff. I was checking Twitter like in a half hour before the fight was going to start and being like, Jacob, what's going on with Isaac's line? And I was just sitting there being like, oh, fuck. Because I literally had like $2,000 in tickets sitting cage side of the Apex. And I've been in this game long enough to know, Angelo, when line starts moving like that, that's probably not a good thing. That's probably not, something bad is about to happen. I'm about to lose fucking $2,000. So actually, when that fight started, I was already kind of being like, man, like what's going to happen? I assumed he was going to be injured in some capacity. So I was like, what's going to happen? Yeah. He shot that takedown, and I was like, oh, we're good. Like, this is all just nonsense for no reason or whatever. We're good. And then the fight played out, and I was like, looking back in hindsight now, it's like, obviously it looks a bit weird. And in the moment, I'm watching like, yeah, I mean, just doesn't seem like Isaac. I mean, I know Isaac pretty well. That's a tough son of a bitch, man. It just didn't seem like Isaac. But, in my mind, I was waiting for him to be hurt. I was all this stuff. And still, even now, I think the best case scenario is, because I don't know what's happening. I understand the optics of everything. But honestly, the best case scenario now is, and honestly, the silence is kind of deafening at this point. But my hope is, because Isaac's still my boy, I'm not going to throw the guy under the bus, right? I don't know what's going on. Nobody actually knows what's going on, so I'm not going to throw the guy under the bus. My biggest hope is that something happened Saturday morning with an injury. Maybe he woke up sick. Maybe something like that. They get to the arena. Something leaks somehow. And then these sharps start jumping over a leak where he didn't have anything to do with it. He just happened to be sick. That's my hope. Is that far-fetched? Is that being way too hopeful? Because I'm a big fan of Isaac and him as a prospect. I've talked to Isaac. He's a great dude, great family, all this stuff. Is that me just hoping and wishing? Probably at this point, because they probably would have came out and got ahead of it. But like, no, he was sick. He was. Don't you agree? The silence is a little. Yeah,
I've done. I don't want to say, and I let you go there just because nobody's heard from you.
No, and I just
suspiciously out of pocket.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that. I hope it's not true. I understand the optics about it. He did. I mean, we exchanged messages. We talked about this fight. He messaged me in August.
If he were to beat me, how do you think he would, Jacob?
If he messaged me in August and said, hey, I've got some news for you. I got my opponent. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. He's like, you can announce it tomorrow, but I don't do that type of stuff. So I was like, oh, whatever. So he told me about the fight. And then in September, he replied to one of my stories. And me and him talked about the matchup a little bit. And there was nothing in those conversations that made me think like, I mean, he talked about it. He was excited about it. He said he wanted to show off some striking and this and that. So it was, we did talk about the fight, but nothing that made me think anything different. But
Yeah, I've done a 180. So a couple things. First of all, this can be a call-in show. If you guys want to hop on, give your opinion. If you're a premium member, there is a link both on the website. Just log in, go to account, you'll see call-in show, and in the Discord. Just go to the Premium Alerts channel, click on that, and we'll get to the calls in a little bit here. I did my recap show immediately following the event. So I watched on Saturday, I watched the majority of the event on my phone, but I was watching on my phone. I wasn't doing multiple tabs. I was watching. So I watched that fight on my phone. I was watching with Bo, who comes over for fights, and we're watching on the phone. He took a shot, whatever. And it just, watching on my phone in the moment, I did know about the line movement at this point in time, but I tend to be more like not conspiracy guy. So I just left that being like, dude, Isaac fucking sucks, man. This kid sucks. And then I did my recap saying, I am not going to, and by the time I did the recap, there was way more news, right? It got very suspicious. And I did the recap saying, I'm not going to accuse him of fixing a fight, right? Accusing somebody of throwing a fight is different than saying somebody sucks. Jacob read off all my messages about Isaac last week, and it was, this guy sucks. He's a pussy. He's not that good. That's like, opinion-based being an asshole. Accusing somebody of fixing a fight is like a major accusation. Like, you will go to real prison. It will ruin your life. It could ruin your team's life. So I wasn't just going to throw that out there. So I was very measured about it. I said, I think there was an injury at play. And I think the injury leaked. That's what happened with Derek Minner. Derek Minner did not throw the fight. Derek Minner was injured, had no business actually fighting, and then his coach sold that information and everybody bet the other side. That's what happened with Derek Minner. So that wasn't a fixed fight. A lot of people saying, oh, James Krause. James Krause wasn't fixing fights. He was selling information and betting based off of insider information. And I thought this was going to be the same at the time. Did you assume, you're saying that's best case scenario at this point?
I assumed it was an injury, but he didn't really look injured. But you know how good my intuition is. I sent you this. I didn't
even know why you sent that. That's why I didn't respond to him. Like,
I sent you a picture of Isaac like on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, I don't think I sent you the caption. I just sent you the picture, but I sent the caption to Marcus, what's next bet, and I was like, what's wrong with him? Like, he just looked off to me in that picture on Tuesday, like during this interview that I saw, whatever. So that was my intuition there. There was a reason I didn't put a bet in for premium members, not from insider information, but I knew that was a tough matchup anyway. And I told him that. I was like, yeah, it seemed like a tough matchup. But best case scenario is that he was sick and the information leaked. But honestly, like I said,
it's getting sketchier and sketchier.
And the amount of money is
$16 million
on that one fight isn't a let's hope he's sick type of money. Like the way that they were betting just round one, like you're not going to just load round one bets if somebody's just injured or sick, unless it's like Derek Minner. It was like you knew he was not finishing that first round.
He could barely walk.
Yeah, his knee was like completely blown out or whatever. But Isaac didn't look like it was like definitely going to be a first round. Like it looked like he might even survive that round, but the amount of money definitely makes it seem like it was a sure thing.
That's why I did a 180, because the next day, Sunday, more information's come out. So obviously you're getting more suspicious as that happens. But Sunday, I re-watched the fight, and Isaac shoots a beautiful double instinctively, gets to the hips and stopped right there. Didn't run through, just stopped. He gets his head stuffed. He spreads out. He gets his back taken. Then he's fighting. And then there is when Michael Chiesa and everybody else said he's not even fighting this the way you're supposed to. Watching it then after everything, I was like, yeah, he fucking threw this shit. Like, it's just my opinion. Obviously, we don't know yet. But when he got in on that double, that was a beautiful double. He was wrapped all the way around the hips.
I do. When I saw,
and he stopped.
In person, the second he shot that, I was like, oh, like I literally had a sigh of relief because that's my boy, and the odds were dropping crazy. So, and I had $1,000 on him. So I'm like, please, like, I'm so nervous. He shoots that takedown. I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, he's fine. Like, if he gets to the hips, like, this guy is out grappling anybody in the division. So even live, I thought the same thing. Like, oh, he's good to go. And then I was like, whoa,
yeah.
whoa. whoa, what? And his corner was freaking the fuck out. Isaac, fight the hands, fight the hands, fight the hands. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at the screen like, what are you doing, Isaac? Like, holy shit. So,
Well,
I mean, I definitely see the optics. I'm still hoping for the best, but I see the optics of everything.
Well, and then when they started saying that some of the sports books were refunding bets, listen, sports books aren't known to be the most understanding people in the world. So when they were refunding bets, it's like, that is suspicious. In their mind, though, I wouldn't go as far as like, these are the, wow, how high class of them. They're just trying to keep here. Hey, we don't give a fuck. Here's your $20 back. We don't give a fuck. In credits so that you can bet on something else later and you still stick in the platform. So I wouldn't go crazy with that. But, more and more came out. This dude, Harry Mack on Twitter, seems to know what he's talking about because he first mentioned a few things that seemed reasonable. Then he started to say outrageous shit like the FBI has identified 100 fights that have, interesting outcomes that are being looked at. And then he is calling the owner of Iridium and saying one of your fighters is doing this actively. And now the owner of Iridium is saying he's going to get rid of his fight. Like it, and it turns out half this stuff is true. So it's like, it is really turning into something. What I will say is I don't think, and there's a bunch of people in the queue, we'll get to you in a second. I don't think this is like the most insane doom and gloom thing. Obviously, what's his name? Who just said he's turned down $70,000 bribes?
Yeah, so this is like, and he deleted this. I don't know why he would say this out loud, but Vince
Dumb as
Morales,
fuck.
who was cut from the UFC, he was in the UFC, cut from the UFC, then he came back to the UFC, said this. He deleted the tweet, but he said, all this throwing the fight stuff is crazy. I've been approached about doing it, and it's not something I could live with, even though I end up losing the damn fight anyways. And Brett Apley said, how much were you offered? And Vince Morales said, pennies considering what a big deal it is, $70,000. So somebody literally, Ariel said that this has happened to fighters before. And now we have a fighter immediately for whatever reason, because now the FBI is going to be like, tell us who that was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, tell us who the fuck that was, please.
That is stupid.
The second thing I thought about that tweet is if he got to the number, there's no way they're just sending a DM, hey, $70K to throw this fight.
No, okay.
It had to be like, or would you consider it? And then he's like, yeah, how much would you pay?
Yeah.
Either that or it could have been like, no, I'm not interested. And then they were like, well, what if we give you $70K? Like, it could have been both ways, obviously, but tweeting that is like, I don't know why.
Sometimes people just say shit too. Who knows what the sincerity of it was and how real it was. But this is on the heels of what just happened in the NBA. The NBA just did a wild sting. The NBA arrested like 15 people involved in a wild betting scandal.
But that's
and
not
it
even
was the mafia.
Right, but that was I guess you could have had his over
basketball and poker.
Well, that was Terry Rozier was just giving his friends tips that there would be an under. So there's no real, I guess there are losers in that, but there's no real.
He was faking injuries to get out of the game.
I know, to bet his unders though. So there's no real losers in that. You know what I mean? Like, some people are betting the other side, but it's not a minus 260 on the other side of the over. It's basically like a 50-50, so there's not going to be a lot of play, and it's just like a random under that they were betting.
To me,
where Isaac Dulgarian was a big favorite, there's actually losers to that, so it makes it a lot worse in that type of situation. Or a fight type of situation.
To me, it was the craziest part about the NBA thing is that the mob was involved. And part of that giant betting scandal is one of those players owed the mob so much money that the mob was like, we're going to use you. And they used them to set up like celebrity poker games against regular people and fleece those people with rigged games. So the mob has evolved. And now that the mob is fucking around in this, it's going to get, shit like this is going to happen. But I see a lot of doom and gloom, like sports betting will be illegal. No, none of that's going to happen. Anytime you have any industry, there's scumbag crooks. There's more people juking the stock market on a daily basis than there are doing this. And this was flagged. They flagged it ahead of time. The bets were suspicious. They flagged it, 2 or 3 hours before the fights. Then they notified the commission. The commission and the UFC talked to both fighters.
Like all the fail safes were hit and were in
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Talked to both fighters, and they talk, and we don't know exactly what was said, but they talked to Isaac, and Isaac and his coaches were like, "We're good. There's nothing going on here. We're good." Then he went out there.
Number two, could you imagine both? I mean, he had. It's not really.
Look how happy! Yeah, let's celebrate.
Hey, whoa! Could you imagine both scenarios of Isaac back there? Like, he had to have come out nervous as shit, no matter what. Either he knew what was going on, and they're asking him questions, and he's thinking, "Oh fuck," like, "Oh, they know," or he has no idea what's going on. They're asking him these questions, and then he's like, "Wait, what the fuck's going?" Like, in his mind, like, either way, you're coming out of that back room a fucking mess mentally.
Yeah. 100%. And it's
so much that Jacob has balloon money.
Yeah. Here, actually, let's hit
that's
super
big
chats
maple.
real quick. We got Sean Shelby, 279 Canadian. He's been pretty quiet if it was just an injury. 100%. 100%. But I mean, this is a very he got fired by the UFC. There's all sorts of this is very serious. So
guys, if I knew, I'm telling you right now, if I had that information, our premium members would have known. $10 a month.
At least
we won't fix that up. Premium members would have known, but no, I did not know. I lost about, I think, total like $2,500 on.
Well, and it wasn't like, if it was an injury that Jacob knew about, that could be different, but it's not heading down the injury path. 129 Mexican. Is that what MX is? 2023 in his debut. I sent him a DM of my winning bet. He told me to give him 10%. Thank you, Andres. That is a theme with Isaac Dog. He has said that many times over to many, many people. He said that in a podcast last week, which is what really started to raise some flags with people too, where he was like, hey, I think fighters should get a portion of the bets. I think fighters are owed XYZ. So he's been very keen on sports betting money.
It's not like he's like, I don't want to sound too like, but it is my boy, so I will defend him a little bit. But it's not like he's the only fighter that thinks that. I mean, other fighters probably think that too, or wish that, or whatever. I mean, he's not alone in thinking that, whatever. Lock of the week, I should get 10% of fucking all those W's as well.
$5 super chat from CJ LF69Q. I'm assuming those big bets didn't get paid out. It was all for nothing. I don't know.
Here's an example.
I think they have to pay out the winning.
Yeah, I'm pretty. So here's an example of one of those situations. Most of them, I'm sure, did get paid out because, I mean, it's just bad. Just, it is what it is. But in one of the situations, a sharp went to a book to place a bet on just the money line. It's just Yadier money line. The book limited his action. He wanted to put more, but the book limited his action a little bit just because of how much it was going to be, but took it. Came back after they realized it was being flagged, came back and told him, listen, and this is a big whale shark or whatever, or sharp, said, listen, we'll take this action, but if we take this action, we probably won't take any more action. Like, we're going to honor this bet, but we know this fight is flagged. And if you want to keep this bet, we're probably not going to take your action anymore. And I guess the sharp went back, talked to his team, and canceled his own bet on Yadier just to keep his standing with the book. So I thought that was kind of interesting, the way the book kind of played that one. Like, we know something shady's going on. So either this is like a one-time thing, we'll let you keep it, but the relationship's over. So I thought that was an interesting little.
What's funny is this is so easily, I'm going to play a couple sides here. It's kind of easily fixed, not fixed from a, you'll never prevent people from trying to do scumbag shit to make money. That will never end. That is the world we live in. There's people who go to Target and will pull off a $2 sticker and put it on a $100 item and use self-checkout. I mean,
whoa, we're doing what now?
People are going to do scumbag shit.
What was that, Stray? Hold on, let me write this down. You said do what now?
We used to do it in high school at Sports Authority because my buddy was the cashier at Sports Authority. So we would go get cheap fucking shoes and then put very expensive shoes in the box. And then he would just not open them, scan them, and let us go. Scumbag shit like that. So anytime money's involved, people will do nefarious shit for the money. When I say this is an easy thing to fix, between AI and 99% of these bets being electronic, this is the easiest thing in the world. All their systems already raised the flags. All they have to do is adjust the odds even faster, not accept bets over certain. They could just add a couple of guardrails and they're good. 95% of sports bets are for $5 or less. 95% of all sports bets are $5 or less. So obviously they want these giant sharps and these whales, and they want these people gambling with them, but it's these are very easy things to avoid. When the line went crazy, or when a couple of massive bets came in, because I guess the other information that came out is the majority of those massive bets were from brand new accounts or dormant accounts that hadn't been used forever that popped back up. Limit them, just limit them. And then this doesn't happen. Like, if you just use the computer to do computer shit and put up some guardrails, you're going to avoid a lot of this bullshit. And the other thing, if I'm the criminal here, I don't get, let's assume if it was an injury that leaked to the last possible second, then I can understand why everything happened the last second. If this was fixed, and they had known about it, why are they waiting to the last second to place these bets? That's why the flags went off. If you randomly placed a $2 million bet 3 weeks ago, I don't think these flags go off. And if they question you, you're just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm rich.
It could have been,
and I love the line.
It could have been a last second decision. I mean, it could have been woke up and.
All right, I'll do it. I mean,
Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, it seems
that's true.
Could have been just weighing on whatever. Or, I mean, it could have been, like I said, it literally still could have been some weird fucking, he woke up sick and news got out and he didn't even know what's going on and all this stuff.
I don't disagree with that. And that was my original, like, hey, it could be this. But the bets on first round finish and the stopping of the takedown is what looks suspicious.
No, I'm not naive. I mean, that's my boy, and I'm going to hope for the best, and I'm not going to throw my boy under the bus if you hear from
because we don't know yet.
Yeah,
so.
But I'm not naive, and I understand the optics of everything as well. So it's tough, but I'm just going to keep hoping for the best and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, they said around $6 million. That guy, Harry Mack, is going crazy. And then I don't know if this is Jason Herzog's real Twitter account or not. It might not be, because there's that fake Twitter account about who's the little dude that looks like from
No nonsense.
Yeah. No nonsense. What's his name? Steve Peterson? No.
Yeah, it's Steve. Is it?
No
Steve
nonsense.
Peterson. No nonsense, Steve Peterson.
No nonsense.
You got it.
Keith Peterson. His Twitter account's fake. That's not really him. I don't know if Jason Herzog's Twitter account is real or not, but he is crashing out. He's fucking crashing out, making fun of people, saying all sorts of shit. Like, he's crashing out because a lot of people are like, oh, Jason Herzog's had a bunch of suspicious fights this year. So it wouldn't be absurd if it was. I mean, basketball has had 2 giant gambling controversies.
I know, it's so funny. Pretty interesting card to attend an Apex event, huh, Jacob? It was a pretty wild one, yeah.
Oh, there was a bunch of other. What the hell is this profile picture? Is that John Jones running? Is that John Jones? It's more jacked. I think that's AI John Jones running away from the cops in a dress. Yeah, John Jones loves vodka is the profile name. Jesus Christ. All right, we got a couple of callers in the queue. I forget your name, but you were in there for a good 25 minutes. Come back. I didn't put you on. I see you, Lord Degen. You need a camera on. Nobody's coming on the show without a camera on. Same to you, Victor. So I guess we're stuck with this fucking guy. How we doing, Bet Sam? Nobody can hear you.
Nice.
You have 5 seconds to figure this shit out. 1, 2, 3.
No, yeah.
Should be good.
4. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
you were right there.
It just put my default microphone to my headset, which is not.
Bet Sam, did you hear the hot dogs on the broadcast?
Dude, one was loud.
I did actually hear the hot dogs.
Dude, the one in Co, I didn't realize it, but I think the one during the Co fight, the Phil Rowe and Co fight, I guess he looked right at me when I said it. It was so loud. Like, he was in a position across the cage, like had Phil like pinned down. I guess when I said it, he like looked like, what was that?
Do they not say shit to you for like yelling or anything? They just leave you.
They
They just leave you to do. Fair enough.
I'm royalty there.
How was the experience? First off, being a viewer at the Apex, because it was a very clunky event watching it like at home. Like especially with the Waldo and the
it was
leisure
not fun.
aspects.
It was definitely probably the least fun Apex experience that I've been to, because I think that's my 5th one or something like that. So definitely not fun.
I cashed on the Waldo thing, but I thought it was super weird watching that whole thing
Oh,
play
you
out.
should have
Especially
seen the
both
fucking
teams, like both teams shaking hands, full team in there.
you
I was
should have
like,
seen
that's
the
so weird.
fucking- That place was fucking pumped up. Like there was like 20 Croatians that showed up right before the fight that were just like all lined up. When he came out, they were all chanting and stuff. I'm like, hold the Apex was fucking hype as shit. When they thought the fight was over, they were like climbing on the cage, all celebrating with all the Croatians that were going crazy and stuff. And then when they restarted that fight and he got knocked out, oh my God. I literally thought for a second they were going to like fucking burn the place
Jump
down
the
or
cage.
something. Dude, they were
Restarting
so
that fight
mad.
was so
They
dumb.
were so fucking mad. It was insane. So that part was pretty wild, but the rest of the card was just like whatever.
Restarting that fight was sketchier than the Isaac situation.
It should have been
honestly.
just like no contest to
It's
move
ridiculous.
on. No contest to move on.
A couple of things. I did mention this to Angelo already, but I did tag the premium members in regards to just people tipping me off that the Isaac Dulgarian fight was going to be fixed. Prior to the fight, I said that, a couple of my boys were DMing me. One of my boys who was actually in Abu Dhabi, he was like, hey, you need to know about this. There's all these things going out. So it was transpiring before the event.
Was it this fight's going to be fixed, or was it the lines moving?
It was other people had messaged him saying this fight is either fixed or the injury. They didn't have like
the
credible
line.
sourcing.
Everybody was reacting to the line.
Yeah, so something like that. But he also showed me that on our books. So in New Zealand, Jacob, I don't know if you've been told this or not. Our books move slow. So like when lines get moved in New Zealand, our bookies are real fucking slow to shift shit. So even right up until the fight took place, you could still get Yadier Delville in round one any method at like 9-1 odds, for example, because we're just slow as fuck. It's not our main sport to bet on, etc. And so that was an easy hedge. You throw $50 on that, it's a hedge. But I obviously didn't want to put up premium action on Yadier Delville 20 minutes before the event to say like, oh, I just placed this bet, because a lot of people would miss out on it.
Federal fucking prison. Federal fucking
Not American.
prison. I think, dude, Isaac was my boy, and if that happened, it happened. Whatever. I might be the only person that didn't make any money on Yadier, because I was getting all these tweets about everyone placing bets on Yadier, and I'm just sitting at the Apex with fucking $2,500 on Isaac, being like, "Oh fuck."
You had $2,500 in. I'm sorry for you. I felt bad losing my $200, but the other side of that coin though was, I don't know if you guys have gone back and watched in this walkout specifically. Isaac Dulgarian is the least pumped up through the entire walkout, everything. He even looks down a couple times, and he's not even like pumping his arms out properly like he does.
That's what I
said
to Angelo, because if they went back there and asked him what's going
That'll
on,
fuck with you. Yeah.
no matter what, it's gonna fuck with you. Even if he's innocent, like you're gonna be like, wait, what the fuck is going on? You're gonna be a mental mess either way if you got that conversation right before you walk out.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, hey, look at this guy. He's got no aura, nothing going on, and as soon as he walked out, like I didn't have enough money on it to be like super nervous, but I was like, I don't like the energy as soon as I saw him. I know Jacob's a big guy, watching people in their walkouts and like, hey, how's the energy, especially like on the Dana White's Contender Series. There was nothing that made you feel like Isaac Dulgarian was going to come out and storm the gates.
I wasn't even paying attention, because I knew I was getting all the tweets about the line movement stuff. So already I was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And honestly, I wish I had more wherewithal to think about, because I think when he lost, I was just like, oh fuck, and I went to the bathroom or something. I wish I would have paid attention to like him leaving, and he walks out right, but I could have filmed fucking giving him a fist bump and stuff. I wish I could have seen him kind of as he was leaving the Apex and stuff, to see what he was doing, what the coaches were saying to him, anything like that, because they walk literally, you can like Cody Durden walked out, I fucking gave him a high five. He's like, man, I thought I had that, and I was like, yeah, well, shit happens sometimes, I guess. But I wish I would have been more in my mindset of like, but I was just so pissed. I just lost so much money. I was just like, I'm going to the bathroom, throw up.
Yeah, that's a couple of bags to lose. Question for Angelo: when he was defending the choke, multiple times, was there not a point where I was watching? Obviously, you've spent a lifetime grappling. I've been through some jiu-jitsu classes, very different levels of experience here. I thought there were a few points where he could have gone like 2-on-1 baseball grip to stop the choke hand from Yadier Delville, and it just seemed odd to me, the way that he was defending.
The weirdest part, he definitely wasn't like pulling down the hand, tying it all together, which is what you're supposed to do. But the weirdest part to me was actually when Yadier was re-gripping and there was no choke whatsoever, Isaac didn't spin his body. He didn't turn his head. He just sat there in the exact same position and let it come back in. And that happened twice. So when I rewatched it closer and not just like in the moment, that's when I was like, dude, there was all the room in the world, and he didn't turn his head or anything.
There was one where he pulled the hand down, lost the hand, and before Yadier went to regrip, he went like this. Like he didn't even like reach for it again. He just kind of like reached up in the air. When I saw that too, like in all the replays and stuff, I'm like, fuck, Isaac, please don't let this be true, man. Like, fuck, man.
How funny would it be if he didn't fix the fight? He's just that bad. And he's like, guys, I fixed it. I don't actually suck at fighting, because he gets all in his feelings and everybody's like, this guy sucks. He can't defend the choke.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like the entire performance was off from his previous performance. And like you say, when he got in on that takedown, he was all the way in, and Yadier's legs were like almost underneath him. And it seemed so obvious that he could topple him. And then he just kind of like slow drove him into the fence like it was fucking Gerald Meerschaert or something.
It sucks for Yadier because he has zero credit whatsoever for that win now, even if it is not sketchy. Not a single person is like, he beat him legitimately. Because even the people in the beginning who were like, stop, that was a real win. They have now all, after Ariel covered it and Yahoo and everybody's covered this, all of those people are now like, all right, I guess it wasn't a legitimate win. So poor Yadier gets no credit whatsoever for a good win on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't earn it, but still.
He also took no damage, though, and it's still another win that eventually, 2-3 fights down the line, they'll still be on X amount of win streak. So it is what it is.
Yeah, Isaac was so good too, man. Like either way, it sucks, and obviously, it is what it is, whatever. But he was so good, man. I was like, nobody knew about Isaac really going into the UFC. I mean, he was a fucking underdog to Francis Marshall. People were like, oh, Francis Marshall's gonna roll through. He's a regional guy, or whatever. And I'm like, guys, I'm like, dude, this Isaac dude is so fucking good. Every person he fucking wrestles and grapples, he's in literally every single fight he's ever been, he's in full mount within 45 fucking seconds of every single fight. So for like 2 or 3 years I've been talking to Isaac about, dude, you're so fucking good. Like, just fucking dial it in, baby. Just dial. And he would give me updates about like, oh, my striking's improving. I can't wait to show my striking and stuff. It's like, so for me as like not like his best friend or whatever, but as a fan and that turned into a friend of his, I'm just like, fuck, man. Fuck. Like, please don't be true, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I could only imagine, like, if, for example, like the closest thing that I have to that is like me with Navajo Sterling, and I DM him back and forth and stuff and talk to him before and after his fights. And if something like this was to come out with him, for example, I'd genuinely be quite devastated. Like, if you see my reaction when he got into the UFC, I was losing it, banging my fists on the air in my own room, no one else around, just losing my shit, But
yeah, and it's tough too because I'm obviously still friends with a lot of people at that camp and stuff, and I haven't reached out to anybody. I mean, they can just, I'm just gonna wait to see. I'm not fucking asking anybody questions or anything, but I am friends with like Yusuf and Cody and some of those guys up there, and now they have to deal with all this stuff too, of whether it's true or whether it's not, or get all these questions about even their team and their camp now and their coach and everything, and now it's leaking into management and all this stuff. So it just sucks for everybody involved, and hopefully it's not true, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, they're just going to methodically go down. They're going to, all right, the suspicious bets came in. They're going to follow that money. Where'd that come from? Why'd you place this bet? Where'd that account come from? And they're just going to follow that trail. Maybe they can prove something. Maybe he can't, right? Maybe it's fixed to shit, but they can't prove anything. But if they get subpoenas for people's phones and electronic records that actually place the bets, they'll just back into this.
No, because if somebody, because what I heard, I was watching this one the other day on a crime documentary, and they were talking about, and there was a guy that he was sending texts, but then they deleted it. So I didn't think that. Do you think
it's in the cloud? Yeah, it's in the cloud.
Do you think that if there were other but deleted text, they can't see those?
No, those are in the cloud.
Not if you go to now I'm not talking about just like you go into
there's no incognito mode for texts.
Well, there should
And-
be.
And even incognito mode doesn't really. They'll find you out too, Jacob. I would clear your cache immediately. It is
meds for pussies,
It is a wild. The whole situation's wild. Here we got a couple of callers. Let's pop people in. I'll leave you on Betsam, but don't fucking.
You can get me. I don't care.
We'll do this in order. Lord Dgen, what do you think of this whole situation? How we doing?
Hey, doing good. First of all, I want to thank you guys for the service in general. It really is like the best $10 you can
My
spend.
man.
So yeah, I really appreciate that. But I guess in general, I've just kind of been getting the feeling. So I started watching UFC around the 2020 kind of COVID stuff, and I know you guys have been watching it longer, so I kind of want your take on this. But do you feel that the UFC is like just embracing the whole entertainment role over the sports role? Because, and it could just be a recency bias thing, but I'm seeing when you put in the judge making decisions, referee decisions, weird fight decisions, and then narrative based calls. Like when I was betting on Verna versus McKenzie, just the fact that I knew if the fight was close, it's going to McKenzie. Like, you shouldn't have to bet knowing things are narratively. Like, it almost, to me, I feel like as time goes on, you're just slowly, like, the curtains are peeling apart, and you're just seeing that, like, oh, this isn't a fair sport, like, this based purely on skill. Like, you're seeing, oh, there's a lot of, like, randomness, corruption, bullshit that you can't account for. And I get that that's just part of life, but it almost feels like you're playing an unfair game if you seriously try and analyze things too deeply or take too much data into account, because you start just seeing, like, damn, like, it's, I don't know, it almost just feels I don't want to say illegitimate, but things are so much less stable than they used to be. Like, card to card, I just see shit all the time that I'm like, this was not happening on this frequency years ago, and now it's happening every weekend. And then you have cards like this past weekend where it's like multiple things we're talking about is like scandal worthy-ish. That's like, bro, the UFC is just almost a whole other thing than it used to be. But again, I don't have the greatest sample size. I know you guys have been watching longer than me, so I just kind of want your take on that.
Yeah. So let me a couple of different things.
And let me just start.
No. He started.
Let me just start by saying I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit.
No, a couple of things. One, it's a common misconception. Let's put corruption aside. It is the referees, the judges, none of them work for the UFC. They all work for the Athletic Commission. They do not get paid by the UFC.
They all work for the mob.
They don't work for the UFC. They work for the government. Those are government employees. So I know there's always this idea that, like, oh, Dana told the judges. No, he didn't. Those are government employees. Now, the example you used was, I know if it's close, they're going to give it to McKenzie. And that is ultimately what happened. I don't think that was the UFC's influence. I think that was that card specifically with those judges on that night.
Dominated Vernal. I mean, pick a better example. She's
With
right there.
Those judges on that night didn't give a fuck about wrestling. Takedowns meant nothing. They almost took credibility away from takedowns. So their judging on that card was.
Vanessa Demopoulos just came forward too and said she's been approached about throwing cards.
I got paid to lose to Jacqueline Cavacon or whoever the hell just beat the shit out of her.
Amram.
Yeah, Jacqueline Amorim. So, like, I disagree. So I think what's happening with, like, oh, we're seeing more and more of it, and it's not as stable as it used to be. I don't think that's corruption. I think that is, we're just way more in tune to it because you've been watching since 2020. You haven't been betting since 2020. You were just watching as a fan, enjoying it. Once you bet on it, that's when it really is like, what the fuck? This is crazy. What's happening? So I don't think underdogs are winning at any greater magnitude than they were in the past. I don't think we're having any more craziness than we ever did.
I think now is probably the best time to bet. Honestly,
no, they're all dialed in. Yeah,
it's gonna be real buttoned up now. That's what people are being like. Some guy was like, "I'm not gonna bet until it gets cleared up." It's like, well, it's probably this week. Is probably when it's fucking cleared up. Ain't nobody fucking doing shit this week. I'll tell you that.
That is a pretty good point. But it's like I don't. I'm also not a conspiracy guy. I'm not a sky is falling. I'm pretty even keel. I just think there's more and more people watching the sport. There's more legal sports betting than there's ever been. So there's more people betting, and when you get more casual people, and I hate the term casual as an insult. When you get more casual people betting on events, you're going to get some crazy lines. I said this before football season. Remember all like spring and summer where we were getting minus 1,000s, minus 900s on every freaking card. And I said, as soon as football starts, these lines are going to go back to normal. And now we're getting minus 400s, minus 5. We're not getting the minus 1,000s because the random people that were betting on fights because they just want to bet on a sport on a Saturday are betting on college football. They're betting on NFL. They're not betting on the fights. So the lines now are actually more stable than they were. So I think craziness with the lines, dogs, all that shit, I think that's just it's a visual representation of the actual people betting. And when there's not football, more people are going to bet on fights.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin, though, is that we did have a lot of like hype prospect versus nobody matchups earlier on the year. We haven't had too many of those lately as well. I do agree with you that the lines are slightly better, but there were some, layup matchups, your Wellmaker, Matinhos, and all the rest of it. And when we see Bison Gar, McConaughey next week, it's probably going to be a minus 1,000 plus matchup as well. There's still going to be some there. We just haven't had as many of those matchups lately.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think if, like you said, a good point was once you start putting money on it, you start paying a lot of attention to it and then emotionally reacting to results too.
Oh yeah.
But I do, or like another thing.
I mean, that doesn't sound like
beyond that. Like another thing though that I'm reminded of, like remember the Jared Gordon fight where he got hit by a car and like no one knew about that
God.
After. Again, no, I don't think that's corruption. But I'm just saying, like, when shit like that happens, I'm like, wait, this is a multi-billion-dollar company that let a guy fight who just got hit by a car and no one knows about it until
they didn't know. So like yeah,
that's what I mentioned that with
though,
like all the major
almost
sports.
won too.
And
Almost won.
And
facts.
I got trashed for it because like you can't. There's no way to do that or whatever. But there's got to be some sort of way that in NFL, MLB, and NBA they have injury reports. Like you're required to for the betting, whatever you're required to. And I don't know how you implement that into it, but there's got to be something that for more I mean, everything is just about transparency, and even the UFC with their statement and with knowing about this beforehand and past issues and stuff. People hate in every industry and every conflict just lack of transparency. If you are just transparent about what's going on, even if you say you don't know what's going on, don't act like you know what's going on, or act like you're going to fix this or whatever. Just be fucking transparent. It makes everything so much better. That's why with these injury reports, there's transparency. Oh, this person said this, and then you're saying like, somebody was like, well, then the other opponent will just target that area. They're going to know about it eventually. Like they're going to see, and they're going to target places, regardless. But it's going to be something. There's going to be transparency is the big thing.
The reason you get it in other sports and not MMA is the pay structure. First of all, in the NFL and the NBA, these people make a fuck ton of money. The lowest paid person on any of those rosters makes way more than the top 5% of the UFC roster. So, and that money's basically guaranteed, or at least a massive portion of it is guaranteed. So being injured doesn't really affect your payday unless you had some bonuses built into that. So it's okay to say, yeah, I'm injured. We're not going to push it this game. When you're a fighter and you only get paid when you fight, you have to show up, and you have to show up injured. Because if Jared Gordon was like, I was hit by a car last night, Jared Gordon's fucked. He gets no money. The UFC will hate his guts. He gets no money. He can't feed his family. He's fucked. He has to show up. So I have been suggesting for a while now, I think they should move to a salaried structure. Pay everybody a baseline salary, even if it's not like a lot. Pay everybody a baseline salary just to get them by. And if you start doing that, we'll get healthier people who can do better training. We won't get all the bullshit. Who was that? Betsam, who was that fucking giant goon from your side of the world that beat up the retired cop?
Wait, what? Like paid to, or was beating?
No, in the
up?
fist fights. It was in like it was a UFC Perth maybe. It was a heavyweight.
The argument is
it was a retired cop.
Dana wants to make sure that fighters need to fight.
Yeah.
But really, the better strategy is make it so they don't need to fight. That they're there to fight.
Right.
That they're there. They can skip a fight, like you're saying, Angelo. That they are in a situation where, okay, yeah, my ankle's a little fucked up. Guess what? I can't do it this time. We'll go 2 weeks, and they could be more honest about that beforehand too. Because a lot of these fights cancel on fight week because they're trying to make it. They're like, I think I can do it. I think I can do it, or this and that, and then it's the last second, whatever. It helps the cards if fighters can be so honest. So I can see that where Dana's thinking, let's keep him motivated.
He's a control freak.
Yeah, the entire
Brando.
brand would be better if they didn't have to fight. I mean, it sounds stupid, but
You know, he's a control freak. It's a wild, it's a different than any other sport. So comparing it to other sports is a very hard thing to do. You mentioned the entertainment aspect of that.
and so somebody said that you pay them too much, you'll just have a bunch of every NFL player is a millionaire, and that's the most competitive shit every week.
Right.
Every NBA player is a millionaire, and they go in there and fucking. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is my favorite player on my team. He went out and just blew as fucking. You guys sit on millions. You could have just been like, nah, I don't feel like I got the enough money. No, the guy blew out his Achilles trying to fucking win. These people are competitors. It's not like you become a millionaire and you lose your competitive drive. Look at all these major sports. Hundreds of millions of dollars just fucking want to kill themselves to fucking win. These people are fucking... The people that are just there for the money won't ever make it anyway. They won't make it to those good fights. And when it gets to those good fights, you'll see them fizzle out eventually, like a Jay Alton and Maiden and stuff, the people that just don't really care that much. You're going to get real competitors coming into a sport with real money, and it's going to make the product so much better.
Oh no,
Taylor Swift's still making albums. She's still doing it.
Literally, I mean, actually, that's a ridiculous example, but a solid one. Even like I was I got accosted for this, which I don't know how or why, especially after what Waldo Cortez Acosta did. I was very big on Tom Aspinall could have continued. He absolutely could have. He wanted a way out, and he took that way out. But I also said he should not have continued. He should not. Could and should are two different things. He should not have continued. Because what's he going to do? Go in there, compromise, and then lose, and then be called a pussy? Like, you might as well just be called a pussy without the loss. So same with people going in there with injuries. Jared Gordon can't get back that loss. He has that loss on his record.
Interestingly, I almost feel, and I totally get your point, and you're right, but I think narratively, if Tom had fought anyway and lost the title after an eye poke, he would have more respect now than he does retaining the title but not willingly going out and fighting, especially since the Waldo Acosta fight. Because I almost feel like, well, yeah, you keep the title, but Tom has taken such a hit with this that it almost overrides like results. Like, at least the people that I talk to, Tom has lost
respect. You know
before.
where respect from the fans doesn't matter? Pay-per-view
Your
points.
bank account. And
it doesn't fucking matter.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, look at
millions of dollars.
Look at Anthony Smith now. I mean, I'm sure he's living a fine life, but
Yeah,
that dude
that's
could have been
true.
champ with real money, and nobody gives a everyone calls Anthony Smith right now the biggest loser and quitter in the entire world because especially what he said about Tom and stuff, where back in the day he did that for the respect of the fans, like, oh, he didn't
bailed
take
on
the
him.
easy,
Yeah.
he didn't take the easy way, and everyone's like, Anthony Smith's a fucking quitter and a fucking loser. Well, you could have been called a quitter and a loser with millions in the bank. It's gonna happen regardless, so.
Anthony
That was
Smith
the
is one
dumbest
of
shit
the
in the world.
toughest human beings I've ever watched. You see where he's scooping his teeth and passing them to the referee? Dude's a fucking savage.
What's funny is I had this conversation with Josh on a Bad Takes episode, and he mentioned Cain Velasquez. So Cain Velasquez fought. You weren't watching. None of you were probably watching at this point when he fought on Fox.
Bullshit.
When he fought Junior Dos Santos on Fox, on Channel freaking 5 Fox, it got like 10 million views. It was insane. It was one fight on Fox. He was injured bad. And the UFC was like, he told him, he's like, I can't fight. My knee is destroyed. I cannot fight. And the UFC was like, you're not fucking this up. This is the only fight. Like, it's not a whole card. It was one fight on Fox. So they doubled his pay. It might have even been more than that, but they gave him a ton of money. And so he's like, all right, fine. He went out there. He lost. Right? His knee didn't work. He got knocked out. He lost. He was the world champion. He fought on Fox. He did all the things. In the next fight, when he wasn't the world champion, he's sharing a hotel room. They only flew out one other coach. He had the fly commercial. Josh was like, the difference between him being champion and him not being champion was separated by 6 or 7 months. And the way they treated him was like, not that they treated him disrespectfully, but there were no like, oh, you're a former world champion. Of course, you could have 2 coaches. Of course, you could have a separate room. They're like, nope, just like everybody else, you're sharing a room. So I get your point with the short-term respect of like, oh, they're calling me a pussy. I think he would have been fine if he just stopped milking the shit. We're 4 days later, and his father's like, look,
Yeah,
he still can't. Shut the fuck. If Tom Aspinall, he did a pretty good job on the microphone saying, why are you booing me? I didn't do fucking shit. Like, that was fine. But if he said that earlier, or if he was even a little more honest, like, guys, this guy poked me in the fucking eye. I can't really see right now. Turns out he's better than I thought. I can't fight him like this. That actually would have been it. But instead to go on this charade, like, I can't see. Oh, his father's doing him a disservice. That whole charade for 3-4 days later, that's when people are like, this guy's a pussy.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think past a certain point, it's hard to separate the way they spin it versus just what it was. So at this point, it's kind of snowballed because, I mean, they're still posting stuff about it. And then the Waldo thing, to me, is like a multiplier. Like, it just adds on and like magnifies it. I honestly think if the Waldo fight never happened, like the Tom thing might already be on the decline. But, you know, this is a crazy sport, so you can't bet on that.
The world is funny.
I mean,
and Waldo handled it perfectly. Waldo did exactly what he was supposed to do in that situation. Not the continuing the fight piece. Actually, yes, the continuing fight piece, because if he didn't do that shit, he lost by knockout. So I guess, yes, the continuing the fight piece, but he handled it perfectly by calling out Tom, because now Waldo's a hero, where after his last fight, he was also a bum pussy, because that's just what the fans do.
That's how the sport goes. If you guys remember back to, I think it was Daniel Cormier and Stipe's last fight, you see Daniel Cormier's eye looks like it's almost freaking hanging out in the post-fight interview. And the dude's still standing. He says his eyes can't see, but he fought through that. You know, I mean, so there are many examples of fighters getting brutal eye pokes.
But every example we just gave, though, in fairness to Tom, every example we just gave was the losing fighter. Of course, the losing fighter is going to continue. Of course. When was there a winning fighter? I guess that's to be the devil's advocate. What else you got for us, Lord, before I move on to a couple other callers?
Not much else. I mean, let's see. My only other thing would be, I'm just curious, how many more fights do you think Volk can last? Because he's probably my favorite fighter. And I think up against Lerone Murphy, I might pick him. I would not pick him against Evloev. And after that, I don't even know if he's going to be around for 3 more fights. So what's your quick read on the rest of Volk's career?
I don't know. I mean, he has been pretty inactive since since getting that belt back. There's not even a rumor of him fighting next. Now, they may have shelved him for Paramount and said, hey, big card. I don't know. I think there's probably 1 or 2 more fights out of Volk. Because even, he beat Diego Lopez, but he was almost knocked out in the second round there. So that he didn't get out of that fight scot-free.
Yeah. Well, outside of that, I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm looking to make some money. So thank you guys. I'll see you on the bet slip this weekend.
We appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
See ya. Before we hit the next guy, we got a couple of chats here. Big Maple. I don't know if Big Maple and Big Maple Bets MMA are the same person. This is a different username, so I guess not. Maybe the same person. Either way, $6.99. That wasn't Fight Fix money. That was just okay, hold on. Was just Angela whispering how much into her ears when she was in his arms. Jacob, I'll start digging the tunnel. What the fuck does this mean?
Have you ever watched Escape from Alcatraz?
No.
Have you watched Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
Great movie.
Great movie. Escape from Alcatraz is it's the better of the two, but I think I'm prepared. I think I'm honestly, I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited to see what, we don't know what gang I'm going to end up in. I don't know what gang is going to accept me. They're all going to want me, right? No. I mean, they're all going to want me. They'll be like, hey, get over here. They're going to be fighting for me. But I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited for a lot of people get real beefed up in prison and stuff like that. I imagine it's going to be maybe a 3 to 5 years, something like that. So I'll be, just hanging out and making some friends and make some cool vlogs while we're in there. We'll get a phone smuggled in. Angel will smuggle a phone into his ass into the prison.
What we? This isn't a we thing.
No, when you come visit, dumbass. You come visit.
Okay.
You shove it up your ass. I'm like, oh, yeah, we have to go. This is my lover. We got to go to our special room. What do they call that?
Conjugal visit?
Yeah, we'll do one of those, a couple of those. We'll make some vlogs. We'll have a good time about it.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. couple of regular chats. Kevin said, "Where's Minty? I missed the weigh-in show." Well, you didn't fucking watch it. You didn't watch the weigh-in show. That's why there's no weigh-in show. It got like 1,000 views. It got up to like 2,000 views a week, and it was a lot of work to do. Jacob had to put that whole thing together on Friday afternoons. So
Yeah,
that's why there's no weigh-in show. Nobody fucking watched.
We still love Minty though. I saw her this weekend.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I gave her a big hug and said what's up, and yeah.
And if you have an idea for something, because we threw out the idea of like a potential like game show where people would have like a
hey, it's Wacky Bruce,
a unit ladder type game show that she could host. If we have an idea, then 100%. All right, listen, I'm about to put another caller. This dude is fucking drunk. And I know he's drunk. I know he's drunk because he keeps just showing me empty fucking women's alcohol cans. Victor, what's the lady drink? Turn your shit sideways.
How's it going, fellas? We live?
All right, it's not going to adjust because you already called in. All right, leave it vertical.
Wait, turn the phone sideways, but turn yourself upright.
Yeah, I don't know what that fucker's saying.
Turn yourself sideways, turn the phone upside down.
Don't listen. Jesus Christ, he's about to do it.
No, I'm not. I'm about to take another drink. So I just want to keep it short and sweet here, fellas. That last cocksucker, he took so long talking. So I just want to keep it short and sweet. Shout out WeWantPicks.com for only $10 a month. I'm only $500 up these last couple of events. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Corpus Christi, Texas in this bitch, baby.
Oh, nice.
361, baby.
Hey.
You know we in Texas. Yeah. So keep it cool, baby. Stay black and remember, big dicks in your ass.
Who is the stay black to?
Stay black, baby. Big dicks in your ass is bad for you. Yeah. I'll catch you later.
I appreciate you. And I will, let me just, since he is talking about our African-American brothers and sisters and, you know, my boys and stuff like that, because we know that they carry those hammers. And I just want to mention that every time that I go through TSA, I now call it a TSA dick. Because every time I go through TSA, I get stopped for, sir, there's something showing on your inner thigh. We have to check it out. Do you know what it is? And every time I'm like, I know what it is. So I just want to mention to my black brothers and sisters out there.
Prince Albert?
I guess not so much the sisters, but my brothers out there. I get it. You know, I get it now with the police and all this stuff. You know, I'm getting stopped too.
Sounds like you found your prison gang with this speech. You know,
I mean, it could.
Where you might fit in.
It could be. I think when we get there, we're gonna really find out. But I think I see my calling.
All right, Gucci Gill, what do you think about Jacob's dick?
Hey, let's go, Gucci.
What's up, Singer? That's my guy.
Gucci Gill, with that hat on, how do you feel about Jacob's penis?
Crisis King.
Crisis King. That's the truth. Nah, I gotta give a shout out to Sam and Jacob. I know what went down. I know where Jake was. Right? He relayed to Sam. Sam relayed to Premium, and I got paid because of it. So good looking out, boys.
Whoa, feds! Whoa, we got feds probably on the line of this one. Let's. Whoa!
No, I was talking about the main event. Yeah, I was talking about the main event.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good main event pick. That's all.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's Jacobs? He had the objectively worst main event take.
Never mind.
You dense. Intro, you dense.
Yeah, that shit is crazy though. It's weird with the Kansas City connection too. I mean, I know he's been gone for a while, but it's kind of crazy that it's KC guys doing this shit. And then Onama loses in the first round too. But that looked like he just got his ass whooped. So
people blame people. I saw a lot of that. I saw Isaac losing like that.
Dude, he was probably a mental mess too.
His teammates,
because he was probably back there.
Yeah.
If they went back and were questioning Isaac, Onama's sitting right there watching the whole thing too, being like, "Oh fuck, what the hell's going on?" I mean, the whole place was probably, because he seemed like he didn't show up at all. So I think, it could have fucked with him too. If they were literally back there, questioning Isaac, they're all sitting there together. I mean, they're all in the main card. Onama's back there warming up in the same fucking thing. So they're probably all like, "Oh fuck!" So it probably fucked with everything.
Plus, if you're gonna fix a fight, if you're gonna throw a fight, getting your face bashed in is kind of the man's way out. Isaac was just like, "Oh no, my choke tap." Onama got fucking fucked up. Like that's a very
still
different.
kind of pissed
very,
about the stoppage too.
That's
he
a little.
he was getting kind of tossed around.
That's a different way out.
You think any of those guys were sweating, kind of like what Josh said on Bad Takes, when there's like a minute 20 left in that first round? You think any of these guys, one of those 5 big bets, think they're nervous, like, oh shit, is he gonna get it? Because start getting close.
It is funny because that choke was in there for a long time, and the clock was ticking, but he wasn't
I remember
doing
anything
anything
myself
about it
live, because obviously I had $1,000 on Isaac, and I fucking was like, that's my boy. So dude, when I was watching live, I was like, oh, this is actually good because that guy's gonna gas out, and then Isaac's gonna be able to take over. Like I'm like trying to just process, being like, yo, this
just
is
rationalizing.
Yeah, I was like, this is actually a good thing that it's happening, and then I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
The funniest thing would have been if Yadier just couldn't get it done. You know what I mean? Like even with the gift,
like he gave up,
couldn't finish him in the first round.
Isaac pulls a hand down, and he just like gives up the choke and like kind of like just lays there, whatever. And then Isaac's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, goes to position, takes his time.
It would be crazy if when he shot the takedown, the dude takes a weird step and blows his knee out, and Isaac wins.
Yeah.
All these people.
That would have. What's interesting?
Isaac did throw a head kick to start.
Did
man.
Did y'all hear what Helwani said? That the UFC kind of knew about it and didn't pull it. I think that is insane. I don't know why they wouldn't just pull the fight.
That fucked the entire thing up, because you just pull it and then you investigate it. Because if let's say Isaac had no idea about anything, he just happened to wake up sick. I mean, that's a far-fetched plan, but let's say that happened. The UFC put him in such a bad position too by not pulling the fight. So I mean, it hurts their product. It hurts everybody involved by not just fucking pulling the fight.
We don't know all this. So 2 things to that though. One, they did go talk to him. They talked to him. They talked to his opponent, and both of them assured, no, there's nothing sketchy going on here. We're good. But for all we know, the FBI might have been like, let it happen. Let it happen. We want to see what happens. We have the trail. We want to follow the trail. Let it happen. So that may have been part of it too. Just like when they run that whole NBA scandal, they didn't arrest them every time they saw a crime being committed. They let it all happen over and over to build the case.
They want the big fish. They want the whales.
So they might have. So it is easy to say, oh, the UFC knew. The UFC was alerted for some weird betting action. They asked the fighters, what's going on here? The fighters said nothing. I would not be surprised if they were told, let it happen.
Yeah.
So that we can follow it.
Oh, here we go. Another UFC guy. Lando Venato says he was approached 7 different times to throw fights.
Who the fuck is asking Lando Venato to throw a fight?
Nobody. Yeah.
Now they're just making this shit up.
7 times.
It's trying to be relevant. The McGregor.
There's plenty of opportunities to be an underdog.
Does Lando Venata even? Let's see how many UFC fights.
Anybody is plus money odds for first round losses, though. Like if you lose in the first round, that's gonna be plus money for anybody. You can make money off that for anybody.
No, I get that. I'm saying does he even have? Oh, he does have a lot of fights, dude. He might have thrown some fucking fights. He is 4-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He started. Didn't he come in against Tony Ferguson? That was his first fight. Short notice, like up in Minnesota against Tony, right?
It was, and that's some fucking wild shit to know, dude.
Well, this is good. I just remember being impressed with his debut.
It was in South Dakota, but I think you said Minnesota.
Oh, was it South Dakota? Yes. Oh shit, I knew it was up north, but that was a good fight. I feel bad for Isaac's opponent, who gets his first round win, and now people are like, "You fucking scumbag!" It's like he probably just tried to do his thing. It's also embarrassing. It took 3 minutes to win a fight where the guy wanted you to win.
Yeah, that was fixed. I mean, it did take him longer. It took him longer than it should have. They gave him a choke.
There is a possibility where he didn't rig it, where he's just injured or something. But like that is a low percentage.
I thought that was the possibility. Listen, sometimes I react too quickly to things, and then I get called every name in the world. This time, I purposely did not react too quickly.
Hey,
because
and how about all
bad accusation?
How about all these fighters that are coming forward being like, "Yeah, I was approached.
Fucking hashtag me too.
Why didn't you fucking tell anybody at the time? What are we doing? Why didn't you keep it a fuck? I mean, I know snitches get stitches, but this is like an integrity thing and a big fuck. You didn't mention that to anybody. Like, hey, This guy's going around offering fight. I mean, what the fuck? I don't think this is doing what they think it's doing.
For UFC. It's the UFC's Me Too movement.
Yeah, it's hashtag Me Too for UFC. Yeah. I'll tell you what annoys me about it is there's already too much bitching and crying. Every decision that goes against your bet is a fucking robbery. Everything, every referee call in the NFL is cheating. I'm just like, God, these people are never going to stop bitching when they lose their bets. Like, it's never going to end now.
I agree with you 100%, but that is part. People have been crying things are rigged forever, good and bad. Like that is part of it. Like, the coping and the screaming, like that's all part of it. Like, I don't think this is some giant scandal. And Ariel Helwani's the worst person to listen to if you agree that this isn't that big of a deal. If you do think it's a big deal, then Ariel's fantastic. He communicates well. He's an actual journalist.
The issue too with robberies is all the lines are made so there's money on both sides. So when you think you got robbed, there's half the other people won money. So a robbery to you,
no one thinks about that.
It's half and half. Like they're not fixing something. But in this situation, when people are obviously moving the line, and that could be a more like a rigged type of situation. But when there's just bad decisions or somebody whatever, there's money on both sides. Like somebody just won what you lost.
I won on the Norma decision, and there was a bunch of people furious, pissed. I wasn't. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't think this is some massive everybody's throwing fights and refs are throwing. I don't think it's that, because first of all, how often do we see something outrageous? Like we really don't. We really don't. This looks suspicious because of the line movement, because Isaac was such a big favorite and he didn't fight the way he fights. Like he got that takedown, but he didn't do anything with it. We saw SD Dumas. That dude couldn't wait to submit, but he's a pussy. Like, he's a pussy. He was an underdog. He's a pussy. That's what happened. Like, that's
and
I can't think of other examples.
I had
that pussy had me nervous.
My biggest bet was at under 1.5. So thank God for SD Dumas, because I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
His biggest bet might have been under 1.5 too. He was just waiting to tap.
Yeah.
When he got that cradle, he wasted fucking 2.5 minutes in a cradle.
That's what I was saying. He shot that then cradle, and then fucking what's his name is like acting all cool and calm. I'm like, no, don't be cool and calm. You gotta go after this guy. You're supposed to knock this guy out.
That cradle was funny because SD, that's a pretty solid position. He didn't know what to do with it. He literally just had it and had no idea what to do. That's why he had it for so long. He didn't know what to do. He was just hanging out.
I think what I usually do in the cradle is I'll pick him up over my head and just throw him outside the cage.
Like Tank Abbott.
I think if SD Dumas had like his life together and like a solid team, I think he's actually a pretty good athlete and he could have done okay, but like he just never put it together because
that guy's a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I just saw that UFC roster tracker tweeted he was signed. I don't know if he's just trolling or if SD got re-signed, like, got a new contract. I don't know, but
somebody needs to win. Bonus will need to beat somebody.
Vi just made a point about the Dulgarian fight. If you didn't know about the line movement, you just watched that fight, would have looked suspicious. And I can honestly say I know Isaac very well. I would have been like, what the fuck was that? Like, even if I didn't know about the line movement and all this stuff, that performance, knowing Isaac and knowing, if you guys watched him in the third round of that C-Rod fight, he can't fucking breathe. He's getting kicked in the stomach, but he's like just toughing that, still shooting takedowns, just trying to tough that shit out. So if I would have watched that, not knowing line movement, I would have been like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's got to be something had to be wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean.
Yeah, at the very least, you're thinking he's injured or compromised because even though that shot wasn't great, I still feel like he got deep on there. I don't know.
No, the shot with the entry was great. He just stopped moving.
Yeah, it's like you didn't want to take down. And then why are you punching to defend a choke? And there was not even trying to peel hands off. We saw guys all night, fighting off rear naked chokes that look like they're sunk in, and he can't do it. He doesn't know how to do it. It's just, that looked fishy. At the very least, he looked compromised. I don't know if I would have thought it was fixed, but.
Yeah, Brendan Allen versus RDR. Brendan Allen defended 6-7 minutes of RDR having control and going for different submissions and staying calm the entire time.
Yeah, I've always told people, like, when we're watching fights live, if somebody's like on somebody's back in a body triangle, if they are just all, it's so hard for these people to get rear naked chokes on people that are just all defense. Like when they're just all wrist control and just all defense, you rarely see something. You saw that with Chang Ho Lee against Timmy Kwamba on his back looking for the rear naked choke the entire time, but he was just all fucking defense. It's so hard to choke somebody out that just goes all defense, and he had the hands off if he would have just fucking.
Man, I was counting money in the bank with that Chang Ho Lee first round. He just fucking death gas.
I thought I was, to Jacob's point, I thought I was screwed in the Norma fight when she started punching Ketlin in the stomach instead of trying to get out of that freaking head and arm. I was like, oh, she's fucked. She's fucked. Why is she punching? But luckily she gutted that out.
Hey, I was not going to let her lose.
I appreciate that. That. And anybody, I said this in the recap video, and I'm going to say it again. Anybody who wanted to scream, first of all, there were people in the Discord atting me, at Angelo, nice pick, like just fucking, I timed them all out. Bye. Fuck you. This fight's not even over. You're going to bitch about a fight that's not even over? Get the fuck out of here. I don't need it.
People
don't
are doing
me.
that when, dude,
welcome to Lock of the Week every week.
The second Nasrat hit the canvas, I was getting, I'm like, guys, we don't even know what, they haven't even said, does he win by TKO? Is there a doctor stoppage? Is this I don't know, that we haven't even heard from the judges. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
I was watching that live, and I clicked into your stream because I was like, "Oh, I got to see Jacob react to this."
Sure.
And fortunately, but fortunately, the
stream you're part of the hate viewership.
I got
the views jump up like 35%, especially when Lock of the Week loses, and I know
I loved the Chael Sonnen approach that you took. That you were like, okay, like nice. We got to see how they score the first round.
Dude,
scored the first round.
Dude, that was at the 2:30 mark of the first round when they called the fight. Nasrat won the first 2 minutes and 28 seconds. There was only 2 seconds that he lost. So if you go to the judges' scorecards, I'd be interested to see what they would have scored it.
Now, I will say, though, with Lock of the Week, there's been multiple times, especially with Jake, because I'm sure you're picking these dogs because they really are dogs, where they lose the first round, the chat's all laughing, talking shit, and you're like, okay, well, there's a reason I picked them. Let's just see what happens. Second round, they win the fight, or they just tough it out and end up winning like a decision. It's happened so many times with Lock of the Week.
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't Nasrat get 5 minutes? Where was the standing 8 count?
Where was what? That shit has been crazy lately. UFC is hey, we're just gonna do the shit how we want to do it. Like, they don't give a fuck about the rules. It's in the rules about stopping a fight. If you look at a replay, for a fight any sequence, the fight can't continue. They're like, fuck it. We're gonna make shit happen.
That is crazy that it literally is in the Vegas, the unified whatever, that once they go to replay, they can't restart the fight, and they just fucking did it anyway. That's
We're doing
insane.
it,
yeah.
That was insane to watch because, again, I was watching the fights on my phone. And I had the bet on Ante. I saw him finish. He won. I was like, nice. Then I'm just back to talking, hanging out. I just watched the end of this fight. I'm good for 5 minutes. And then I look down and I see Waldo knock him out. I watched Waldo knock him out. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then I rewound it and I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, when everything started, obviously because in the Apex, everyone thought that he won. So the celebration, the Croatians going crazy, and then you start seeing some milling around and stuff. And I looked at everybody, and those Croatians, I said, this is what I said, it's going to be a no contest. It's going to be a no contest. People are like, what do you mean? I was like, look, there's an eye poke. It's going to be a no contest, guys. It's going to be a no contest. And all of a sudden, people are leaving. I see the corner start sitting back down, and I went, holy shit, they're restarting the fight. I was like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, what are they doing? I'm like, they're about to restart this fucking fight right now. They're like, can they do that? I'm like, they're fucking about to do it. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is crazy. Imagine fuck the eye. Imagine, like, obviously the eye must have sucked, whatever. Imagine the adrenaline dump Ante D'Elia just had. That dude knocked somebody out. He just knocked somebody out, and then they told him he won. The adrenaline dump that guy had.
Gotta give props to Kyle Nelson for that. He just had something very similar, and he still toughed it out. Angelo, you got anyone waiting? You got people waiting?
A couple.
Okay, well, look, let me just say this, and I'll get out of here. I don't want to hold everyone up. Dude, you're dead on right about the Vegas absolutely hating wrestlers. and I think he can't be stressed enough. Like if you're gonna live bet, if you're gonna bet before the fights like normal, if you're gonna bet on a wrestler, man, you better hope and pray they're gonna do damage because they don't give a fuck. 4 minutes of control. If you're not making somebody bleed with it, man, they will go the other direction. And ever since you said that, I've paid attention to it, and I love it for live betting. I love betting against a wrestler who's not really being damaging, even if they got more control. So, man, that's a good.
It's like you're
that's a good
rubbing in
read.
the Jalton loss to me right now. It feels like you're just bullying me for my Jalton.
Hey, I was with you. That shit hurt. That one hurt. I'm right there with you, bro. But yeah, y'all have
That
a good
made no
night.
sense.
Sam, Jake, Angelo, keep killing that shit.
We
See y'all.
appreciate you, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Keep sending in those sparring videos, buddy. Keep sending them in.
Quick super chat. Neil R. Appreciate all y'all for your hard work every week. I've been a premium member for a couple of years, and your guys' work doesn't go unnoticed. Thanks again, boys. I appreciate you, Neil. Genuinely. Couple of other comments here, and then we can shut this down. Big Maple. This is an interesting one. This kind of applies to us in some form or fashion.
I didn't do shit.
Big Maple said,
"Hey, listen, did Yusef shout out me after one of his fights before? Yeah, I didn't do fucking shit because he's talking about fucking
a highlight video." Yeah. Yeah. So he's basically asking about skinny bets. This guy Skinny Bets, I assume he sells bets, and he was literally paying fighters to shout him out after, paying them money to say his name. And, you know, go for it, right? They're not allowed to shout out sponsors, but he was, and they were shouting him out. And now there's all sorts of conspiracy theories that, you know, these guys are getting paid.
Did you see the Onama thing?
No, what?
There was a Onama specific thing. I don't know how much this is true or whatever, but there was an Onama specific thing that he said that he was paid by Skinny Bets. And Skinny Bets, the bet that he was promoting, it was the Garrett Armfield fight. The bet that he was promoting was over 1.5. And I guess the story is that Onama at the time put that bet in, like the Skinny Bets post in his whatever, and said, "This is a great bet. Everyone tail this bet."
On himself?
And Skinny Bets had like $20,000 on Onama over 1.5. And if you rewatch that fight, Onama kind of just fucks around with Garrett Armfield until the over, and I think he goes for the finish like right after the over 1.5. I don't know how much that is true. That's just what people are linking with the Skinny Bets, and then you have it. Oh wait, Onama. Oh wait, he's teammates with, and then they start playing, and Onama was under James Krause as well. So it's just, I don't know how much is true. I hope none of it's true, but that's the story.
That is if let's say he didn't throw anything, you know, all that, but it is sketchy to post a ticket of a bet on you. And this is before the UFC had those rules, obviously. And especially it's not on you to win. Betting on yourself to win, Pete Rose is banned from the Hall of Fame. He bet on himself to win. Who gives a shit?
Everyone should be able to do that.
Yeah, bet on yourself to win. Like, who cares? Now, if you start betting prop bets, you have control. You know, now we're talking something a little different here. That is, I could see how it's all sketchy. The other person getting fucking railroaded online right now is Garrett Armfield, because he's constantly tweeting rain bet tickets. They're not his tickets. They're paying him to do that. He's not placing these actual bets.
People are saying he's like just stealing content and stuff now too. He's just like being a fucking like viewer. I don't know if that's true or not, but he like just sees something and just grabs it and writes like the same thing. I don't know if that's true, but
I don't know either. The only things that hit my feed are he tweets tickets and then people railroad him. You know,
he's a former lock of the week, so let's put some respect on him.
Yeah, there we go. The stealing content thing.
Former lock of the weeks, by the way. You know what their record was on? There was 8 of them. You know what their record was Saturday, Angelo?
Hold on. Let me just give me a second to think of who was. So Dulgarian lost. 2-6.
1-7.
1-7.
Only Charlie Radke got it done. Old Chuck Buffalo, baby. Old Chuck Buffalo. And that motherfucker, when he was about to walk out, I was walking back to my seats. I walked right by him, whatever. He's getting ready to do his walkout. I was like, "Chuck Buffalo!" And he goes like this. He just fucking didn't even fight.
Dialed in. That's so funny.
He just went, yeah. And then fucking, I was like, all right, my bad, dude. Jesus.
No interest whatsoever. We have another comment said, "What are your thoughts on MMA Guru?" It's funny because I've watched like the evolution of Guru. So we started this channel in 2021, I believe. But before we started it, I was watching for insight. So this all started because me, Jacob, Dan, Nick, a couple of my neighbors, Bo, were in a DraftKings fantasy league. And when the UFC, like because of COVID, was throwing random fighters on cards, I had never heard of these people. I was going to YouTube to try to research who the hell these people are. I came across the Canadians. I came across a bunch of channels, including Guru. And at the time, Guru was only doing breakdown videos and stuff like that. Then he started going live 7 days a freaking week. And then I watched it blow up. And then he had some success and he went viral and did well for being outrageous. And then he had to get more and more and more outrageous. And then now he actually seems to be dialing back the outrageous a little bit, like starting to get a little more, trying to be a little more credible because of the, he does the DJ stuff. So anytime people ask me about Guru, because people love him or hate him, and I get it, he's a controversial dude. All I'll say is he fucking worked his ass off. It is not luck where he got, that dude was live 7 days a week, like 6 hours a day. So he fucking worked his ass off. So, and he's kind of funny sometimes. Sometimes he crosses wild lines, but to watch somebody cross lines, like, no, I didn't say it. Can't get mad at me.
I think he's just too negative for my liking. He's just negative the whole time. Anytime I click it, it's just negative.
Whoa, we got beef. Whoa, we got beef. We got beef. We're fucking Arby's over here.
I'll fight anybody, man. Let's go. Let's run it. Double legging Angela when I see him in Texas
Arby's
as well.
Because we got the beef over here, baby. Yeah, listen, MMA Guru is just a fucking complete piece of shit. This guy's the worst fucking human alive. Nah, I don't give a fuck. I mean, he seems like a...
Speaking about beef, my little brother...
Excuse me, Sam, I'm not done with my Guru rant.
Yeah.
All right. Get into it. Yeah.
No, he seems like a fun guy. I don't know. I don't interact with him. Seems like people like him, so cool.
All right. My little brother, by the way, guys, is
the fuck's so funny
fighting...
about that?
I'm laughing at fucking Sam just like twitching to be able to tell this story.
Yeah,
can't wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
So if you guys don't know, Dan Hooker holds 1 minute fight tournaments. And there's one happening December 16th. And I think my little brother's going to fight in it. You have to be a dad. You cannot formally be a professional fighter. You cannot have had bouts in kickboxing, MMA, or boxing. So I think he's gonna be fighting in that one. So I'll let you guys know how he goes. It starts a 32-man tournament. You got to fight, I think it's 4 times in the one day. And if you win $50,000.
They're MMA fights?
1 minute fist fights. Just throwing hands.
No kicks, no takedowns.
No kicks, no nothing. You stand in a crowd of people.
It's basically that dude on Instagram that fights his followers. It's that.
Yeah. It's brutal. Yeah. Right? If you haven't seen it, it's fucking brutal. But yeah, my little brother's going to be fighting in that. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll be with him as well.
I'll watch that.
I'll send you the link.
$1 super chat from Johnny Cannabis. Y'all making me... I thought that said howl. That's not saying howl. Hod. Love y'all so much. Well, appreciate you. Prove it. All right, boys. You got any last words before we shut this down and I lubricate my eyes? They're very dry. It's to the point where people comment on it like crazy. Like it's like, yes, my eyes are dry.
I'm gonna lubricate.
My eyes are dry.
I think you're about to DM Johnny Cannabis. Be like, how hot are you? All of a sudden, you're really, really fiending to get off here.
At We Want Picks. Prove it.
I'm the only one here that's got a TSA dick. That's what I call it these days.
Have you guys seen the Tom Aspinall meme where somebody's talking about, oh, you must have a big dick, and he's like, it's not me. Couldn't be me.
No.
No. Anyway, thank you for having me on, guys. Nice to see you in the Coolin' Show. I hope you guys do more of these. It's been a while. Been a minute.
It'll be a little easier now. So the biggest issue with the call-in shows are my kids and their stupid ass sports that go till 8:30 at night. So now that we're almost done with 90% of the sports. So
I was here way before both of them.
The kids?
Yeah.
And the dog. I like the dog more than them too. So I get it.
When's Lock of the Week dropping, Jacob?
Why do you keep asking that shit? It's fucking Monday.
I just want to see.
I did
Tuesday
it
for
on my
me.
birthday. I was out of town. I did all.
I'm a full day ahead, you know. I mean,
You guys don't do daylight savings, do you?
no, it's summertime here at the moment.
Okay. Do you know what daylight savings is? Thank you for the information, but have you ever heard of daylight savings?
Yeah,
you guys
we do.
change your clocks?
We do change our clocks, yes.
When do you do it?
Like a couple months ago.
You do it twice a year, right? You have to, right?
Yeah. I don't know when the other time is. I never pay attention to that shit.
Okay.
All right, Jesus fuck. All right, well, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Let us know.
You guys got the Komodo dragons? Not you, huh?
No, that's like the Galapagos Islands.
That's
we
right
have
there.
no predators.
Can't you
It's
just?
near the Philippines is where near Bali, near Indonesia is where
That's you.
they are. No, that's not me.
When I look at a map, that's you.
There's like New Zealand is like there's like Antarctica, New Zealand, Australia, and then like everything else is just fucking ages away. We got nowhere is near us. That's why it's so disconnected. There were only birds in New Zealand up 250 years ago. There was just birds. That's it.
What?
There literally was no sheep, no mammals, no nothing. It was just birds. There's no
So
rats.
every animal is human brought.
Introduced. Everything is introduced. Yeah. They're all
What
sheep,
about
which we
Noah's
have
Ark?
millions. Yes, I swear to God. Noah's Ark is fake. Religion is questionable at best.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, you can say that shit on your show.
Christ is king.
Guys, thanks for being here. Any anger you have towards Bet Sam, take it out on him, not us. We are just here. We appreciate you guys. Let us know what you think about the fights. If you thought UFC Vegas 110 was chaotic.
Did you know there's over 10,000 species of ants? How did they collect all of them to put them on the ark?
And how could you tell they're different? 10,000?
Did you know in the Bible they call a bat a bird? It's a mammal. Get a grip.
Okay. You guys get your grips. I'm going to work on mine.
Did you know sharks are older than trees?